Hello guys, this is the Food Inspector and today we are in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're gonna be walking around asking people what do they eat when they're at the office. Let's go see. I walk around asking people how they organize their time when they're at the office or their work time. Any advice for any young guy who's struggling right now at the office? Their company's providing them a lot of sweets. They're not able
You have to bring your own stuff. Nowadays, if people work in an office and all they have are sweets, that's not an office. That's not a contemporary office. I have a daughter in her 30s, and any place she's ever worked, they always have all kinds of healthy things. They have some stuff that's not healthy, but they always have healthy things. So if they only provide sweets, bring your own.
Thank you so much.
I gotta go.
Appreciate it. The Food Inspector, the main objective of this channel is helping people make better decisions and staying consistent. That's the main objective of the channel. You are what you eat every day.
Right, and it's a YouTube channel?
Yes, it's a YouTube channel. Can I ask you some questions? Do you still work?
Yes, I do.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a trader. I'm an equities trader, so I'm home. I work from home.
How do you organize your meals when you're working?
I am really good with food. This week it was all about cilantro dressing that I bought. I mixed that with the salmon, garlic. Red onions are an anti-cancer food. I had cancer a few years ago and I'm fine now, but my doctor puts out a video of the top foods, actually, and red onions are a top food.
How did your doctor help you with that? Because we find sometimes doctors that they don't really know when they're talking about food. What about you?
I have the top guy. He's being honored in New Jersey in May. I don't want to mention the name, but there's a gala for him. He's like one of the top guys on the East Coast. So,
What type of food did he recommend you to have?
a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit. Definitely nuts are important. Pistachios are an antioxidant. Walnuts. As I said, red onions, broccoli sprouts if you could find them.
And today as a trader, when you work from home, from the moment you start working all the way until you finish?
I do like that. In my own mind, I do the intermittent fasting. I start out with coffee, and I have a few coffees. And I recently gave up sugar, which honestly, the doctor did not say anything about sugar. I don't know if it's a fallacy. I think a little sugar is okay, because he would have told me. But I did give up sugar, because my daughter's getting married, and I lost 6 pounds, and I want to lose another 2, 3. So I wait on breakfast. I wait till I'm really hungry. Like if I'm up at 8:30, I'll wait till like 11. I'm into this pure Elizabeth granola, it's supposed to be really clean cereal. I'll do that with oat milk. Berries, big, black, all the colorful berries. So I'm always on it.
Since you went through a sickness, what has changed in your diet?
15 years ago, I started using turmeric every day. And at that time I was getting a little arthritis. I was like 50. And then like 6 months later it disappeared, and I realized it must have been the turmeric every day. The actual spice, not a capsule. And the doctor said it was the turmeric. So I use that every day in my coffee. I mean, it's not the best taste, but I acquired a taste for it. So every day I put some turmeric in my coffee.
One last question. Since you're at home and you're always surrounded by food that sometimes you don't want to eat,
I don't eat it. I really like to be like looking good. I don't overeat. I do not. I just don't. Like it just something stops in my brain. Like I want to look good. I want to be healthy. Think of like going to the deli and getting like a pound of turkey, and that's huge. And if you bite that, chop that up and put like 4 ounces here, 4 ounces there, a pound is a lot. A pound to lose for a small person. For a person that doesn't really have to lose weight is a lot. So that's what I do. And I have a rule. I have a 2-cookie rule. I could have 2. More than that, it's like you're out of control. Hot foods also, to me, signal at the end of a meal. You have dinner, you have lunch, you have a cup of coffee. It's over. And that signals in your brain it's over. It's not like, oh, you have coffee, let's start another meal. Then that person would need help.
guys, when you're at the office, what do you guys eat?
Coffee.
You guys work at an office. What do you do for a living?
We all work in sports.
Yeah.
How do you organize your meal? Do you guys bring food from home? Do you guys go deliver food?
Yes, bring food from home. I do.
Uber Eats.
Let me start with that. How do you know? How do you know what to order?
I just get whatever I'm in the mood for.
If somebody was asking you for advice, would you recommend that diet for somebody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Okay. All right. How do you do it?
The first day of the week, I don't have work, I prepare for the week.
I do the same thing. I meal prep before the week before, but there's also a lot of really good like pre-packaged meal. There's one where we're from. It's called Ideal Nutrition. That's really good. We use that. I also work at a gym, so we use that in partnership with my gym. So we do that. And if I don't have time, then I go pick something up.
It's 8 hours of work. Sometimes we go up to 10. It's not only about lunch, sometimes it's also about snacks. We crave something, we have a bad day, we want sweets. What do you guys do with it? What do you snack? What do you have outside of that lunchtime?
Protein bars.
Yeah. And then it kind of fills you up. Maybe you don't really have that big of a lunch or that big of a dinner after. It fuels you through the day.
Which brand do you like to buy?
Power Crunch.
Power Crunch.
Power Crunch? All of us?
Yeah.
Why is that? I've never heard of that brand. Why is that?
It tastes sweet, like
But
a
not too
snack,
sweet.
but not too sweet, and it doesn't really have that chalky protein bar taste to it, so it's more like a wafer. It's good.
There you go. What about the ingredients? Have you guys checked the ingredients before buying them?
Dude, you were doing this more than me.
It's honestly probably not the best protein bar for you, but
But it's protein.
yeah.
Yeah. It gets
We
in
know
there.
that there's protein in
It
it,
gets
so
in there.
yeah.
It's 30 grams of protein.
Yeah.
But it's like wafer type, so it's not that like.
It's a preference texture.
If you had to give an advice from something you've learned in the past regarding food at the office, what would you like to recommend somebody else to do that helps you improve in that routine? Uber Eats.
Look where the deals are.
Okay.
That's how I decide what I want. It's whatever they have for best promotion, so it's best bang for your buck.
My issue is snacking, so not bringing as many snacks with me, bringing something to eat, but not something unhealthy to eat. So that's what.
I would say encourage whoever's in charge at your office to have healthy snacks there, because it'll be a lot easier to grab something from there rather than go out and get something. Then you go and get something unhealthy or just a full meal.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you guys. I appreciate your time. Thank you. I have a funny idea. I'm gonna ask them if I can donate blood in exchange for an interview. Someone is in there. I'm very happy to donate blood if I can interview people while I'm in there. Can I interview you, Douglas, while I'm in there donating blood?
Let me find out. Let me ask. Okay?
Whatever.
I don't know if they will or not. But you'll donate, yes?
Yes,
Okay.
but you can keep you can get to keep the gift card, not an issue. So Mr. Douglas is gonna ask if we can donate blood, and in exchange we can get to ask him some questions about the way he organizes his day while he's helping the community, how he does for eating. So now we're just waiting for Douglas to see if we can find a trade-off.
So I moved to Florida about 2 or 3 years ago. I still work. I'm an account representative for One Blood. And I used to work at one of the studios for 25 years in recruiting and then in film casting. And the reason I joined One Blood is 2 years ago I had to have open heart surgery. I'm fine. And I was up at JFK Hospital, which is in West Palm Beach. And there were some complications. And I fell into a coma for 4 days. And they had to give me about 10, 12 extra pints of blood. And I found out that it was One Blood that actually donated it to that hospital. So I always said that if one day, toward the end of my career, if I could I'd like to work for a not-for-profit company. And I thought, I'll check out One Blood. And I've been here for a couple months, and everyone's great, and it's a wonderful, wonderful service that we provide. So I'm kind of a living example of someone who received the donations from people like you could provide. And I work trying to get companies in places of business who have a number of employees to allow us to come with our mobile bus and take blood donations from their employees as well. And we're not for profit. There are other companies out there that are for profit, but we're not.
Now, Douglas, we're gonna shift to the food inspector side. I would like to ask you for your career before you transition in more to the serving the community. When you work corporate, you worked at an office. You were working for a big corporation. And what I'm curious to know is, when it comes to eating, how would you rate yourself from 1 to 10 when you were working at the office in your eating habits?
Well, from the time I was in my 20s to my early 50s, I think my eating habits were probably at 8 out of 10, because I was probably about 50, 60 pounds lighter then. But living in Los Angeles, we're very health conscious, You're out in the sun the whole time. You're working in the entertainment industry, the fitness industry is there, so you make an extra effort. But the last 10 years, I've really been bad, and I just like to eat. If I see it, I'll eat it.
Were you provided the food? Were you bringing the food from home? How did you do it?
I would bring the food from home. When I worked at one of the major studios in Burbank, you go out to lunch a lot. You did a lot of business and a lot of deals over lunch. So, youth was on my side then. But, usually I would go out to eat versus making dinner for myself. And that's where you pack on the calories.
Did you choose the restaurants or they chose the restaurants? How did it work back then?
I would choose the restaurants I would eat at.
What type of food would you choose?
I love Mexican food, Japanese, Italian, American cheeseburgers, things like that. So anything and everything.
A balance of everything makes someone, staying healthy, Not too much of something, not too little of that.
Yeah, well, that's the key. I like to eat a lot.
So now, what went wrong? You told me yourself. You said now for the past 10 years I'm eating whatever I have in front of me. What happened?
Well, these are the good years. I'm in the last quarter of my life, so I'm just enjoying.
What is it that you do eat?
It's quick to ask me what I don't eat. I don't eat things that are too spicy because I grew up in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, so our seasoning was salt and pepper and paprika if we went wild. So that was it. So anything that, if it's not too spicy, I'll eat it. I stay away from Indian food because it's a little bit spicy for me.
Is it okay if we talk about the surgery that you had?
Yes, sure.
What happened?
Bypass surgery. I was getting out of breath. I never had a heart attack. I never had chest pains or fainting, but I was getting out of breath by doing simple things. I went through all the tests, and my 4 major arteries were clogged. So they scheduled me within a week to go in the hospital, and they did a quadruple bypass. And then I was in 10 days because there were some complications. But normally there's not complications with that. So I don't want to scare people off. Some people try to get the stents put in when they should get the surgery. And go for the surgery. You need to. So.
Since you talked to many doctors, and I'm sure you got very good help, did they give you causes for that? What happened? Do you know?
High cholesterol is hereditary. So my mother had a stroke when she was 60. She had high cholesterol. I had high cholesterol when I was 30 years old and 170 pounds. And I didn't want to take the medication because you get leg cramp. And I should have done that. So.
Do you Done?
We probably have to finish it.
Okay. Changed my day for good. It's not only the feeling of I'm doing something better for somebody that I don't even know, but it's just I met you. I met the people that dedicate their lives here inside, and
well, we thank you. 35% of the population is eligible to donate blood, and only 4% do. So, believe me, every person that comes through makes a difference.
And it took us 10 minutes?
It took us 6 minutes from when the stick was in our arm, the needle in our arm. 6 minutes. And
so if you see a truck, that means for you to get in, for you to donate your time, and believe me, your soul will feel much better after you finish. So thank you, Douglas.
Thank you, Alejandro. I'll give you a lefty.
Give me a hug. Thank you. Appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you.
Bless you.
And for Inspector, donating blood today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So who would have said? We started the day trying to ask people what they eat at the office. We noticed that some people feel very proud of sharing that they prepare their foods at the home to go to the office. Some other people, tend to eat some snacks, they stay away from it. Some other people get some food delivery. They don't really know what food they're gonna order, when, what type, how much money they're gonna spend. A little bit disorganized, but everybody goes to a different path to achieve health, and I'm proud of it. But we ended up the day donating blood, and it's a beautiful thing I was never expecting to do, and I tremendously encourage anybody to donate blood. I've never done it before, and it changed my day, and changed my week, and I just want to conclude the video saying, hey, if you go to the office, just make sure you surround yourself with things that are helping you achieve whatever you want to achieve health-wise. So if you're somebody that knows that you have a weakness to eat sweets, or you get easily anxious to eat something while you're at work, make sure you bring something good from home. Make sure you set yourself for success. And if you want to continue delivering food, that's all right. Just make sure you choose the right food, read the ingredients, avoid sauces. Make sure you ask people for some advice. And if you have somebody at the office that is struggling with food and you see them eating sweets, or they don't have anything from home, or they don't have the money, try to help them. Sometimes I bring Tupperwares to my friends and I give them to eat from my food. And try to help your friends, your family. Share love, share food, and you are what you eat every day. Thank you.